Overcoming shyness and fear, a journey of self-belief. Shyness and fear are often seen as the silent barriers that prevent individuals from reaching their full potential. It's easy to assume that these traits are just part of who we are, unchangeable, ingrained in our personalities. However, as we see in the story of a young merchant's son, these traits can be transformed through courage, persistence, and a shift in mindset. The journey from insecurity to self-assurance may not always be easy, but it is possible for anyone who is willing to face their fears head-on. When we first meet the young man in the story, he is a shadow of what he could be. His life is overshadowed by self-doubt and fear of rejection. He doesn't believe in his abilities, and this leads him to make mistakes, even in the face of easy opportunities. His father's harsh words only add fuel to his feelings of inadequacy. This initial portrayal is something that many people can relate to. There are countless moments in life where we hesitate, hold back, or even retreat from the challenges that life throws at us, simply because we fear failure, rejection, or embarrassment. But just as this young man's life was about to spiral into despair, something remarkable happened, a simple act of kindness. A disciple of a great saint pulled him from the brink of despair and led him to a place of hope. This moment of intervention shows how even in our darkest times, a small act of support can ignite the spark of change within us. For many of us, this intervention comes in the form of a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger who offers the right advice at the right time. It's a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles, and sometimes, we only need a little encouragement to see the possibilities that lie ahead. When the saint asks the young man to face his fears through a series of challenges, he is not just teaching him practical lessons, he is also instilling in him the concept of gradual growth. Each challenge, though small, forces the young man to step outside his comfort zone. At first, speaking to 10 strangers seems impossible. He hesitates, fearing rejection or ridicule, but eventually, he pushes through. This is an important lesson for anyone struggling with shyness. Taking that first step, no matter how small, is often the hardest, but it's also the most important. The more we put ourselves out there, the more comfortable and confident we become in navigating social situations. The second day of the challenge is equally important. The young man is tasked with teaching children, something he feels completely unqualified for. Many of us have faced moments where we are asked to do something we feel unprepared for, whether it's speaking in public, presenting an idea, or leading a team. We often doubt our capabilities, thinking that we need to be an expert to succeed. But the saint's advice is simple: share what you know. It doesn't matter if you're not an expert, what matters is your willingness to share and to engage. The young man's nervousness is palpable, yet he presses on, and by the end of the lesson, he realizes that the act of teaching, of stepping up and taking responsibility, is what gave him the confidence he had been missing all along. The third day's challenge is the most daunting of all, facing his father and asking for forgiveness. This task speaks volumes about the nature of personal growth. Often, the most challenging aspect of overcoming fear is reconciling with the past. For the young man, this means confronting the person who has consistently reinforced his feelings of inadequacy. The act of seeking forgiveness is not just about mending relationships, it's about accepting responsibility for one's actions and acknowledging the mistakes that have been made. It's about letting go of the shame and guilt that have held us back for so long. When the young man finally faces his father, the fear that once controlled him begins to dissipate. The father, who had been so harsh with him in the past, forgives him, recognizing the change in his son. This is a pivotal moment in the story. It illustrates the power of personal transformation and how, by taking ownership of our actions and embracing vulnerability, we can create a path toward healing and growth. As the story draws to a close, the young man gains a deeper understanding of himself. His journey of overcoming shyness and fear has taught him that confidence is not something that is bestowed upon us, it is something we must build through action and belief in ourselves. The saint's wisdom, that the greatest obstacle we face is not our fears, but our perception of them, is a profound lesson. Fear is often an illusion that we create in our minds, and once we confront it, we realize that we are stronger and more capable than we thought.